In Vermont's Green Mountains, people began to vanish. One by one, 5 souls disappeared between 1945 and 1950. No bodies, no evidence, no answers, just silence. The forest gave them nothing back. This is the mystery of the Bennington Triangle, a place where the wilderness swallows people whole. Vermont is known for its rolling hills, maple syrup, and peaceful towns. But hidden in the state's Green Mountain National Forest is a darker place, a patch of wilderness surrounding Glastenbury Mountain. On the surface, it looks like any other forest. Tall evergreens block out the sky. Streams cut through deep ravines, and the land seems untouched by time. But locals say the woods feel wrong. Travelers report sudden chills, feelings of being watched, and compasses spinning wildly. Native American Abenaki tribes warned their people to stay away, claiming the land was cursed. Legends tell the stone hidden deep in the forest, a rock that swallows anything placed upon it. Whether myth or memory, the warnings lingered for centuries. Researchers later called this place the Bennington Triangle, drawing comparisons to the infamous Bermuda Triangle. And like its Atlantic counterpart, this patch of forest earned its name through a disturbing string of vanishings. Between 1945 and 1950, 5 disappearances shocked Vermont, each more baffling than the last. And to this day, not one has ever been fully explained. Our story begins with Middie Rivers. He was 74 years old, but don't let the age fool you. Middie was a seasoned woodsman born and raised in Vermont. He knew the Green Mountains better than most, and many trusted him as a hunting guide. On November 12, 1945, Middie led a group of hunters into the mountains near Glastenbury. The day was cold but clear. The group moved slowly along a familiar trail, rifles slung over their shoulders. Middie walked just a few steps ahead. He was in his element, humming, pointing out paths and markers only he seemed to recognize. At some point in the afternoon, Middie disappeared around a bend. The rest of the hunting party followed, but when they reached the turn, he was gone. At first, they assumed he had scouted ahead. But minutes turned into hours, and as night fell, worry set in. The hunters raised the alarm. Search teams scoured the woods for weeks, combing every inch of the trail. They expected to find him, maybe injured, maybe lost. But Middie Rivers had simply vanished. No rifle, no clothing, no footprints, no body. The only thing left was an unsettling question. How does a man who knows these woods better than anyone disappear in them? A year later, the forest claimed another. 18-year-old Paula Welden was a bright, adventurous student at Bennington College. On December 1st, 1946, she decided to take a hike along the Long Trail, a well-known path near the Bennington Triangle. It was broad daylight, and Paula set off in casual clothes, a red parka and sneakers. Witnesses saw her along the way. A couple said she passed them with a smile. A hiker claimed to have given her directions. But somewhere along that trail, Paula vanished. When she failed to return to campus, the town launched one of Vermont's largest search efforts in history. Firefighters, police, students, and soldiers combed the woods for weeks. Bloodhounds were brought in. They picked up Paula's scent but lost it abruptly at a crossroads in the trail, as if she had simply lifted off the ground. The case shocked the nation. Newspapers covered it widely, and the search even included help from the FBI. Yet no trace of Paula was ever found. The frustration over her disappearance led directly to the creation of Vermont State Police. To this day, her fate remains unknown. 3 years later, the mystery grew stranger. James Tedford, a veteran living in a Bennington retirement home, had traveled to St. Albans to visit family. On December 1st, 1949, exactly 3 years to the day after Paula Welden disappeared, James boarded a bus to return home. Passengers confirmed he was on board when it left. Witnesses even recalled seeing him doze in his seat as the bus wound through the mountains. But when the bus arrived in Bennington, James was gone. His luggage remained in the rack above his seat. His bus timetable lay neatly folded on the cushion. But James Tedford had vanished, seemingly in mid-ride, without anyone noticing. How does a man disappear from a moving bus, surrounded by people? No one had seen him leave. The driver swore every passenger was accounted for until the very last stop. It was as if he had been erased during the journey. Paul Jepson, 1950. The following year, tragedy struck again. On October 12, 1950, 8-year-old Paul Jepson was playing near his family's farm while his mother tended pigs. She left him alone for less than an hour. When she returned, Paul was gone. The search was immediate and desperate. Bloodhounds caught his scent and followed it toward the mountains, but the trail ended abruptly at a crossroads, eerily similar to Paula Welden's case. Despite hundreds of volunteers searching for days, no trace of Paul was ever discovered. Some locals whispered of a curse. Others said the land itself claimed him. For his family, there was only grief and an absence that could never be filled. Frieda Langer, 1950. Just weeks later, the Triangle took its final known victim. 53-year-old Frieda Langer was an experienced outdoorswoman. On October 28, 1950, she was hiking with her cousin when she slipped into a stream. Soaked, she told him she would head back to camp for dry clothes. The walk was short, less than half a mile, but Frieda never arrived. Again, search teams scoured the forest. Helicopters, soldiers, volunteers. The effort was massive, but like the others, she seemed to have vanished without a trace. 7 months later, in May of 1951, Frieda's body was discovered. Oddly, it was found in an area that had already been searched multiple times. Even stranger, no cause of death could be determined. The mystery deepened. Why did her body reappear where people had already looked? And why did it offer no answers? 5 disappearances in 5 years. Coincidence or something darker? Skeptics point to the rugged terrain. Vermont's wilderness is unforgiving. Steep slopes, sudden weather changes, wild animals. Could these people have simply gotten lost? Perhaps. But why no remains? Why no clues? Others suspect human predators. A serial killer hiding in the forest? Yet, there is no evidence, no patterns, no suspects, no confessions. Then there are the stranger theories. Paranormal researchers suggest Glastenbury Mountain is a window, a portal to another dimension. They cite electromagnetic anomalies, reports of glowing lights in the trees, and equipment failures during searches. Native American warnings about cursed ground feed the belief that something supernatural claims those who wander too far. Some even suggest time slips, that the victim stepped into another era, never to return. To this day, hikers and campers report unsettling experiences in the Bennington Triangle. Compasses spin, phones die. Some claim to hear voices in the night, voices calling their name. Others have spotted strange lights flickering through the trees, like lanterns that vanish when approached. Many locals simply refuse to enter the area. They say the mountain is hungry, and once it takes someone, it never gives them back. What happened to Middie Rivers, Paula Welden, James Tedford, Paul Jepson, and Frieda Langer? 5 people, 5 years, 5 vanishings. Each one unexplained, unsolved, and unforgettable. The forest holds its secrets, and perhaps it always will. Many believe the Bennington Triangle is something far stranger. So what do you think? Were these disappearances accidents or evidence of a darker force at work in Vermont's wilderness? Let us know your theory in the comments. And if you're ready for more stories that live in the shadows, subscribe to the channel, because next week we'll open another case you won't soon forget.